Let's get into a crazy trucking heist. It wasn't a robbery. It wasn't a diamond heist. It was a crime so Canadian that would make a Maple Leaf jealous. Between 2011 and 2012 in Quebec, Canada, thieves pulled off one of the biggest food industry thefts in history. They stole nearly 3,000 tons of maple syrup, valued at over $18 million USD. The craziest part is they almost got away with it. This story starts in a small town in Quebec, Canada, which I can't even pronounce the name, so I'm not even going to try it. I will put it up on the screen here, though. In that little town, they had a warehouse which stored millions of liters of this maple syrup. This warehouse belonged to the FPAQ, which controlled 77% of the world's maple syrup supply. This reserve was kept to stabilize the markets of the maple syrup industry, and they definitely were not expecting to get hit with such a big international heist. Then along came Avik Karan, which had a connection with the smugglers. He noticed something about the Federation's warehouse facilities. There was no security, no guards, no cameras, just a whole bunch of barrels of maple syrups and a whole lot of trust. Now back to Mr. Avik Karan. He was not just a normal maple syrup dealer, he actually had a huge connection. His spouse owned the building where the Quebec Maple Syrup Foundation was renting to store all their maple syrup at. So after he noticed the soft spots in the security, Avik brought in Mr. Richard Villeras and truck driver Sebastian Utris to help him out with the heist. Then they found the last piece of their puzzle which they were missing. Mr. St. Pierre, can't even pronounce his first name, so I'm not going to try to, but he was a buyer of maple syrup, so he was able to take it, buy it from them, rebrand it, and then distribute it to people across Canada and the United States. At first, they would wait till the quiet of the night, they would roll the barrels out, siphon them out, add water in them, put the barrels back, and take the stolen barrels in trucks and start taking them to their distributor. After a while, they're like, hey, this is too easy. Nobody's catching us. We might as well just go inside, hook up hoses, siphon it out, add the water, just do it that way. Why? Because it's becoming way too easy. So let's make it even easier. So let's break out how this scam works. So after they got the maple syrup, they had a truck driver, Mr. Utro. He drove it over to Mr. Richard Villeras, which then ended up getting it to the supplier, Mr. St. Pierre. Then once Mr. St. Pierre got it, he took the maple syrup, he rebranded it, repackaged it, and then he started selling it off to other distributors that he was already doing business with. So basically, anyone that was buying this maple syrup, they had no idea this stuff was stolen whatsoever. A lot of it ended up staying in Canada, but also a decent amount went over the border to the United States at lower prices than usual. Now let's get into the part where all started falling apart. This scheme definitely could have went on a lot longer if it wasn't for a routine inspection in 2012. Inspector Michael Guarve, I definitely probably butchered that name, but that's all right, let's just keep going. He was doing the inspection inside the warehouse, and his job was to climb up on all the stacks of maple syrup and make sure everything is all right. When he went to grab onto one barrel, he almost lost his balance and fell off the stack because that barrel was super light and it moved very easily. Usually a barrel of maple syrup weighs around 600 pounds, but this one was pretty much empty. So obviously he got very suspicious about what happened, and he took the barrel down and he opened it to check what was inside, and it was water. Well, this definitely set off a lot of alarms at the Maple Syrup Producers Federation. They quickly realized it wasn't a small issue, and then once they did a little digging, they noticed that millions of dollars worth of maple syrup were gone. Well, after they found this out, the Federation didn't waste much time. They ended up calling the Canadian police, which ended up being one of Canada's biggest food investigations in Canada's history. The detectives right away started pulling shipping records, phone data, and GPS data from the trucks. They even matched all the trips which the Federation's trucks were used to ship maple syrup from their location to other locations. They somehow traced the missing syrup by pulling bank account records and sales paperwork. Eventually, it all traced back to Mr. Avik, and all his associates are helping out with this scam, and they did get caught for it. They got their warehouses raided where they found barrels and barrels and barrels of maple syrup, all the pumping equipment, hoses, and all the accessories they used to commit the crime. When it all added up, it was about over 3,000 tons of maple syrup that was stolen, and they made about $18 million off this heist. Even though they did recover some of the maple syrup, most of it was not able to get traced because it was kind of mixed in with legitimate shipments. So they actually probably got away with a lot more than they really said they did. Appreciate you guys watching. I kind of like trucking heists. I might make this into a series. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you want to see more heist videos or not? Also, if you are subscribed, greatly appreciated. If not, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Also, any kind of likes or comments help out the algorithm, so please do that.
Okay, let's go.